Hey guys! Hey guys, welcome to Bear's Den. My name is CODENAMEBIGBEAR, or Stuart if you want to call me by my first name. Today we're going to be talking about a game called Blacksad Under the Skin, and spoiler warning, this game made me sad. Before we do that, usual thing. Hey guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, put comment in boxes down below, do all the things that help us, show things to you, I guess. We got over 450 videos. If you watched more than one video this week, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notification button, do it all. It really helps us out. But anyway, back to the usual program. Thank you very much. So, Blacksad Under the Skin is a detective-style game. It is actually based on Detective Comics, not Detective Comics, that's DC and Batman and all that. But no, it's actually based on a series of comics about a detective called John Blacksad. It's in a world full of anthropomorphic people, mostly consisting of cats, rhinos, giraffes. I say mostly consisting of any animal you can think of. There's probably a version of this creature in this world. You have iguanas, you have panda bears, red pandas to be exact. That guy killed me a few times. Spoiler. But yeah, so it's just a full of amazing world. Now, it's based on a series of comics of the same name, where John Blacksad usually gets some kind of thing into his office, and he ends up going on about to try to solve murders and crimes and misdemeanors and all sorts of other things that he does. He is in a prejudiced time of the world as well. I believe it's set during World War II, just after World War II. This game is, at least, anyway. And there's still some divide between the people of this planet and of the humans. They call themselves humans in this game. Within the world itself. So there's lots of prejudice, lots of ways to tie stories in. In fact, that's kind of what this game is actually about. So you put the game in the machine. I've actually got it on Switch myself. You put the game in, and when it starts, it loads up, and it has a very grim image, which I'm going to show you now, of a character hanging by his neck in what seems to be a gym. And then when you hit start, it instantly goes into that. And it goes now, you hear a scream, and then we're told that somebody has died. This character turns out to be Joe Dunn, who owned a boxing gym, and Blacksad was called in to investigate what was going on, because one of his prize boxers, who was supposed to have a heavyweight championship about at some point in the future in this game, has gone missing as well. So the daughter of Joe Dunn, who has recently returned to town because of what has happened, she's asked John Blacksad to do this. So Blacksad goes and investigates. Now, this comes to quite a cool part of the game. So if you've ever played a Sherlock Holmes game where you just kind of wander around, you pick up your clues and whatnot, that's kind of what this is. You have to figure out what's going on, figure out the clues. Now, the game does kind of handhold your way through this, let you know you've got a couple of clues to figure out, so, have a look, check them out. Basis goes into like, screw it, let's do the whole Sherlock Holmes thing, a mind palace. So John goes, and then he goes with mind, loads of words everywhere. You've got to connect the dots as you do. But obviously you pick up tons of clues throughout, and there's loads of different things to do whilst you, I say there's loads of different things to do. You got loads of things to investigate whilst you're playing this game. Usually you're in a smallish area, say the gym for instance, and you wander about, you look at clues, you look at the messages on the walls, you look at the noose cells hanging Joe Dunn. This is very grim, by the way. If you are young, I'm so sorry. But if you're not, hey, it's a noir tale. It's an old detective tale, come on. You find out that Joe Dunn didn't necessarily kill himself. You find out very quickly that it may have been a murder involving a few other people. Now, that's about as far as I'm going to really go in the story. I'll probably throw a few things in later on as usual. But the mechanics of the game is what I want to talk about a little bit. So you literally just walk around. You walk around, you find things that are highlighted, you pick them up, you have a look at the items. John remembers what they are, And that's how you kind of piece things together as you go along. But as you're going throughout the game as well, you will find baseball cards. Now, these baseball cards don't mean anything to John Blacksad. It is just for your pure enjoyment as the gamer to, well, collect them and have something else for you completionists out there, I suppose. But also as well, as you're walking around, you get different scenarios coming your way. So there's lots of conversation trees throughout. Different options to pick. You can either just leave it and go silent and something else will happen, or you can pick a different way, and you kind of build Blacksad up as the hero you want him to be. If he is always just and everything he does is always done in a way of kindness, you know, he's always trying to protect people, you can do that. You can just have him be hyper aggressive if you want. You can have him be really intelligent and sleuth his way through certain areas by essentially being in disguise. Yeah, it's just a really cool game, and I really enjoyed it. And it reminds me very much of a mixture of Telltale games, say The Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, and also the Sherlock Holmes games as well, which are series games I do very much enjoy. Now, the way this game looks is actually very, very interesting. It's done in a very sepia tone, so everything's kind of orange. Woo, like now, it's kind of orange. Looks like an old photograph. This is actually really cool because it does reminisce very much of the comics themselves. And yeah, it just looks absolutely gorgeous when you compare it to the comics. If you have John Blacksad there and you've got a comic, you look at those, you go, yes, that's exactly who he is. That's exactly who these people are. And you can kind of place yourself in that world very easily. This game is canonical, by the way, so if you've read all the comics, play this game and you will continue the story, which is nice. But it's all done in, let's say, 1945's New York. So, I want to say 45, it's actually a little bit later than that. But it's done in New York, and everything kind of fits. All the cars look all old style. The gym equipment in Joe Dunn's gym, the things in Blacksad's office, all very well. The way people talk as well, you know, the phones, even that, it still has the old, hello, you, operator, hello. You know, how's that thing going on? Pretty much, I don't know if anyone even knows what I was doing there, but there was no, like, phone receiver. I'm not going to explain it. Now, I really enjoyed this story. The voice acting and the animations for Blacksad himself are absolutely exceptional, and the story is really cool. It's really fully engrossed me into this game. But that's kind of the last of the praise I'm really going to give this game. This is the bit where it makes me sad. So although the game itself is, the story itself is really intriguing and makes you want to play, and things kind of play well, you know, the mechanical things are all in the right place. Your character moves pretty easily around, you don't really have any trouble moving him around or even the camera. You have no trouble selecting your kind of points in your mind for the most part. And yeah, it's clearly a big scale game with almost no budget, because this game is broken. I don't like to admit this, but it is. I've had it for a few weeks now, and it's got to a point where it has now crashed, and I cannot get any further. I cannot get any further without having to restart, and even then restarting will not guarantee I'll get further than that point again. I've tried all sorts of different things to sort it out. Now, that doesn't mean the companies aren't going to patch them up. In fact, apparently there is a patch coming very, very soon, but that would mean just keep yourself updated. Yeah, I'll put the developer on it below so you can see it. Follow them on Twitter, they will announce that as soon as they can. Now, that's the bit that really makes me sad. There are obviously other faults with this game as well. If you've seen some of the imagery, you may have noticed some graphics pop in and pop out. It's not exactly clean, and textures kind of blurry here and there. You get some lip sync issues. You know, somebody will talk and you'll have their voice just kind of go over, no mouth moving whatsoever. That was deliberate, by the way. I did that deliberately to demonstrate. You also get some weird clippings as well. So, for instance, one point, Blacksad's put a lighter back in his pocket and his tie just walks around his hand. Another point, he takes off his disguise, takes off his hat, and he even has the hat in his hand, puts it down. The hat's still on his head, that kind of thing. It really comes across to me that this game was out too early and too far rushed, and as a result, from a game that I was so excited to play and so excited to get really into it, having read, like I say, a couple of these comics before, and to find that you know, there was a few things at first. Obviously, like the clipping here and there, you know, not the clipping. Well, yeah, some of that. Some of the bits where people go in and out of walls. That was here and that was fine. The desync, yeah, okay. The pop in, pop out. Yeah, I could deal with that. There were minor annoyances. They weren't too big a deal. Every now and again, I'll have to restart the game because sometimes there was a picture on the screen that I just couldn't get rid of. And again, it was a minor inconvenience I really mind. But now I've got to the point where I literally cannot progress any further. Yeah, I just don't want to play this game anymore, and it makes me very, very sad because, like I said, I really enjoyed this game. If it wasn't for these faults, it would get probably an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10 because its story is really good, its characters are great, the world is realised very, very well as well, and I really enjoy everything about this game. But with these faults, can't really do anything about it. So, you know, Blacksad makes me very, very sad. So yeah, there you go, guys. That was my review of Blacksad Under the Skin. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was coherent. But just before we go, I do actually have one thing to show you now. I was shared some new imagery from the Retromania game I talked about a couple weeks ago, sorry. So here's about a minute and a half of this brand new test footage. Now this is all before it's been released, so just keep that in mind. You know, so everything you're seeing on screen now, for instance, it's all hasn't been completely finished. You might see the odd thing pop in here and there. For instance, Johnny Retro there in the brown trousers. Every now and again, he might pop in. His trousers might disappear, and he's in pink pants. So you know, it's one of those. But this again is not the final product. This is just some footage that the designers, the publishers, have sent my way just so I can talk about it and let you guys people know. This is a cage match between Legion of Doom, Johnny Retro, and Stephen Richards from the Blue World Order. These aren't their real names for the for the game. They do have certain other names as well. But there is a full lineup as well. In fact, actually, there's a full lineup as well, and I will put the whole list, or in fact, I'll put a list of it on the screen as well as we're talking of the opening roster for this game. Again, it comes out in July. I'm so excited for this. I really, really cannot wait to play this game. But guys, anyway, guys, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my exclusive footage, me just rambling over it again, and my review of Blacksad. Honestly, it is a really great game. It is definitely worth playing, but kind of look out on Twitter for the studio to let us know when these patches are coming. I had these issues on Switch. They won't necessarily happen on PS4 or Xbox, but definitely worth checking out. And just again, keep what I said in mind. That's all I'm going to say. But guys, like, share, subscribe, do all your thing. Find us on YouTube. All the links are below. You know where the things are doing. I'll see you around. Don't forget to be nice to each other, yeah?